NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine. Today's program was furnished by a grant from the Beanery Depot and Deli, featuring coffee, made-to-order subs, and snacks. The Beanery Depot and Deli in Mahoningtown.
Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. I'm Alex Laverson, and as always, I'm joined by our producer, Angelo Parada. And I'm sure Angelo is a lot happier than he was last week because the Cleveland Cavaliers are now down 0-2 to the Golden State Warriors. And Angelo, this is the first time I remember that the Cavaliers have been having all the calls go against them to the point of where even maybe you are going to admit it. Is that true?
No, listen, I've been really paying attention to Cleveland sports.
Mm-hmm.
And you would agree with me that the Browns are pretty bad, correct?
Yeah.
There could only be one team in Cleveland worse than the Browns.
Okay.
That would be the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have a .470 winning percentage, okay, which is below the Cleveland Browns, who are at 500.
What?
Now wait, I've done some research. Now, you would agree that cheerleaders create pep, right?
Yeah, not every team has cheerleaders.
Okay, but we have a special, listen to this.
Cheerleader is all about bringing pep, supporting the team, creating joy, and celebrating the team's successes. But I cheer for the Cleveland Browns. Finding something to cheer for with the Browns is hard.
Now, you're finding something to cheer for with the Browns is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of LeBron's new favorite song.
Oh, goodness. This is going to be great.
Which way
Man. You...
I don't want to say I've been prepared for this.
Angelo, listen to me.
And do you know what his follow-up, the number 2 song for LeBron is?
What's that gonna...
When he saw JR, he said this to him.
Listen,
Don't say you don't remember and which way you going.
Listen.
You can only describe the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Listen, this is what I will say, Angelo, okay?
Boy, was I ready. You got it. There's going to be people all across the country knowing that they're going to say, boy, you know what? That Angelo Parada, he was ready for bear with them guys.
Angelo, this is what I'm going to admit to you. That is something that happened to Cleveland. That is a Cleveland thing, okay?
Yeah, fumbling in the end zone. It's a Cleveland thing.
Yeah.
That's what I tell you all the time.
Well, yeah, and that's what LeBron James has to carry with him to win an NBA championship. He has to carry...
into each other when you're fielding the ball.
Going the other way, I know. Listen, I felt bad for J.R. Smith. You know what I mean? I actually felt really bad for him.
I'm just going to take my drink now because I think I've really done myself.
I think you are so happy in someone's misery. And right now, probably the whole team's misery and the city of Cleveland's anxiety and fear right now. But, Angela, that's the point I'm making. LeBron James has a harder road to the finals that people think. He is carrying with him all of Cleveland's superstition and makes his title the other year even more impressive.
Let me tell you about some great Cleveland players.
They'd have some good ones.
Okay. How about Bingo Smith?
Bingo Smith?
Yeah, he played.
See, that's my alarm. That's my alarm to take my medicine right now because you put me on. You make me go psycho. Okay, that's what's going on right now. Okay. How about we take a break so I can take my medicine? Then we'll come back, talk more about these favorite Cleveland people. Yeah, the medicine I'm on is called the anti-Angelo Perrotta pill, by the way.
Sylvan Heights Golf Course in Newcastle, Pennsylvania features many amenities, lush fairways, and great greens, and many challenging shots. Your crowd will applaud. A short drive from Butler, Sharon, Pittsburgh, Elwood, and Youngstown. It's Sylvan Heights Golf Course in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Hey, Angelo Perrotta here for Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. And if that's not a mouthful, nothing is. But when you need a mouthful of that special brew, it's Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. You know, nothing tastes better than when you make it yourself. And I do some of that brew myself quite often. I like doing it. It's a great hobby, and it's something you can do. Croakers, Kegs, and Corks, located right in Union Township. Give them a try. This program furnished by the MAD Unit, Mobile Auto Detailing. See Michael Sad at themadunit.com. Elham's for one great dining experience.
So we are back here at the Cedars Sports Quarter on NCTV45. Our producer can't stop cracking up. He has to be on cloud nine. He is more happy over a Cleveland sports team losing than probably a Notre Dame team winning or a Pittsburgh team winning.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
But Angela, before we went on break, you wanted to talk about some great Cleveland players, and I can't wait to hear the list that you have, because I'm sure it's going to be just great.
Bingo Smith, when he played, he covered it all.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Carr, he was from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. I know you'd like him.
Cleveland has ruined a lot of good Notre Dame players. How about Larry Nance?
Mm-hmm.
Very good player. Hot Rod Williams. And my all-time favorite, Mark Price.
All right, so...
And until he went to Cleveland, the price was right.
Well, here's the thing, Andrew. I don't know how long they spent their careers in Cleveland, okay? Because a lot of teams like to claim Hall of Fame players as their own, even though they only spent maybe a year or so. And, maybe in those years or so they did great for the franchise. And I don't know how long those players stayed, but what LeBron James has done for the city of Cleveland,
Here's Here's what they're saying. Winning percentage for the Cleveland Cavaliers, 46%. Years in the playoff. Years per playoff performance, 2.24. Years per final, like every 12 years. Years per championship. This is a great one. Every 47 years, they're in the championship. All-star per season, 0.83. So, I'm picking on them because LeBron is the wham-wham.
He's also the king, okay? He's the chosen one.
He's not chosen.
Angelo, stop it, dude. Listen.
Okay.
Listen, in high school, before he got drafted, Sports Illustrated, he was known as the chosen one. He, from Akron, came from, the inner city.
I don't think he was that great. I don't think he's that great. And the only reason is because of the charging. If you call the charging fouls on him, it's very, very...
Well, the refs haven't been so favorable to the Cavs this series so far.
No, they're just called a normal game.
That's what it was. Listen, even your boy, Tom Brady, even went on record to say that those refs need to be investigated because he's been investigated for a lot less. That's how bad it is.
Oh, now let's not bring Brady into it.
He brought himself into it. Listen, no matter what happens the rest of these finals, okay, no matter if they get swept, LeBron winning one championship for the city of Cleveland equals like 5 in other franchise terms, okay? So really he won, if we're going to do Angelo Perrotta, like lingo and language and analogies, LeBron really has about, 8 champions. Death threats on my phone.
We're so back. Let
Okay.
me tell you what. This is just a trivial question. What, before they were called the Cleveland Indians, who are in first place, what were they called?
I don't know, the tribe, or, I don't know.
The Cleveland Naps.
The Cleveland Naps?
Naps.
Okay.
Now, then they were the Cleveland Broncos for 1 year, and the Cleveland Blues for another year. But I can't figure out what a nap is. Maybe it's something LeBron took after game 1.
Angelo, LeBron said that's probably the worst defeat of his entire NBA Finals career. That first game, they lost to Golden State. Listen, Angelo, I can't say anything to you because your mind's made up. Are you ready to talk about the Pirates? Okay. Well, last time I checked, the Pirates are, it's happening.
They're 6.5 games back.
Yeah, what are the one game under 500 now?
But if they happened into wild card contention, they're only 3.5 games back.
That's a positive way to look at it. So do you think now the excitement's going down? You think now... Well, I don't know. Even in Pasha, as I said, I feel like most fans are still pretty cautious about getting their hopes up. Do you think now it's pretty much the beginning of the Pirates we expected this year?
I think they've been scouted now.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think the scouting has to do a lot with it. Because that's one of the major things when a catcher goes and visits the mound and talks to the pitcher. They're talking about ball placement. So how do you place a ball against a guy you never pitched before?
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes a question.
Well, here's the deal. I don't know that much about the game of baseball. I know the very basics. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know more than I can. So I'm trusting you on your...
On first?
What's up?
You know who's on first?
What are you asking me for? I'm not asking you. I'm telling you who's on first.
Yeah.
That's probably the peak of my baseball.
I tell you what, was that good? You know what? You're getting to be on the ball.
Listen, when I was younger, okay, when I was like a toddler, me and my sister had a collection of Abbott and Costello movies, so I know that scene, and that was one of my favorite scenes. I don't think I could say it perfectly. You know, who's on for asking me for? I'm not asking. I'm telling you who is on first. You know, but that's just. I feel like Pirate fans are gonna have to start making humor about how bad they are. You know, and how bad things are looking for them. Because I feel like that's what basically Pirate fans have done for the better part of that 21-year losing streak. You know,
I think that everybody should pack a picnic basket, head over to Flaherty Field, and watch the Beaver Lawrence County Semi-Pro North County games. And, you know, because we've been on top of it. It's been good baseball. And it's been better than hockey because last night the Caps are geez, oh man.
You know, I was actually hoping we wouldn't have to talk about that and hoping you wouldn't bring it up, and now, listen, do you remember, I think it was a month or two ago, I brought up the question to you, is it going to be better for the NHL if Alex Ovechkin wins his first Stanley Cup? Remember, because the Crosby-Ovechkin rivalry in 2009 and, you know, for a few years after, that really led to NHL. That was something exciting. And then, of course, the Pens...
They're going back to Vegas.
Well, it's not over, you know, by any means. I know the Caps have to win one more game, but I also feel like the Caps are that one franchise that will blow a 3-1 lead like that. And not that that hasn't happened before.
They have before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have before, and other teams have before.
And you know what the secret is?
What's that?
With the Caps, you don't know. The Caps begin with C, and Cleveland begins with C. That's why.
Well, the city of Cleveland begins...
City of Cleveland. You're all messed up. What's up first? We better take a break.
If that's how you go by determining who's going to win a series, you know, I don't want you betting. I don't want to be betting with your advice. But let's go to a break, and when we come back, I think Angelo and I are going to be talking about the
Parkstown Restaurant has been serving the greater Newcastle area with quality and experience in family dining and great entertainment. Their superb menu includes sides, wings, pizza, sandwiches, Italian entrees, American entrees, soups and salads. Parkstown Restaurant located at 2800 West State Street, Newcastle. Eat in or take out. Also, call Parkstown and ask about what's on tap for entertainment. 724-656-1453. 656-1453.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535. These fine businesses provided funding for this program. Gatherings, Town and Country, and On Target.
Yes, we are going to be talking about the Eagles as somebody swirled in the fingerbud bobber here.
Yeah, the thingamabogger. Someone wanted us to talk about it, is basically what he's saying.
You know,
and here's the deal, Angelo. I think it was last year we had a show. It was kind of a deep show. It wasn't one of our more humorous, you know, rants against each other. And I was hoping it wouldn't really come to that again, but here we are. And I just feel like it's too big of an issue not to talk about. It's too big of a, you know, elephant in the room type of thing. And basically, for anyone who's not up to date with what's going on, the Philadelphia Eagles have been uninvited by President Trump to go to the White House. And Angelo, why don't you tell our viewers why?
this is what Trump said when he said, "You're not coming." He went,
Man, you are on point with these sound effects today. I'll tell you what, you know.
he said, "Ha ha ha, you're not going."
Yeah, man, listen. It kind of seems like that, and here's the deal. Anyone who knows me or knows you knows how we feel about the flag, knows that we personally would stand and put our hand over our heart. And, man, I guess I'm not surprised that this is happening because, and we didn't talk about this last week, but last week the NFL came out with the rule saying that teams now have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or they have to go into the locker room and do it and protest. They can't do it out on the field. How do you feel about that?
The league's wrong again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? If I'm the owner of the business, you don't do it on my time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I think that's the league's way of saying, you know,
Hey,
that
you know what? Guess what? The NHL is a perfect example of when they fired everybody and started playing, everybody came back. Sorry, don't protest in my stadium on my time.
And basically, a lot of fans are saying the fact that they're letting them protest inside the locker room won't be viewable to the public, won't be viewable to the audience, anyone in the stands. And it's really what it is. That is their way of saying, yeah, you have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or you're going to get penalized. They're kind of giving players a little bit of a safe route to, if they don't want to stand for the pledge, that they can go inside the locker room and do that, but they have to go inside the locker room and do it.
But they'll know where they're going.
I think any notable player that's not on the sideline, you know, obviously fans of the media would pick up on it. You know, if some Joe Schmo on the third string, you know, for the Philadelphia Eagles goes in the locker room, I don't think anyone's going to know.
Well,
I think it's... I can't say I hate this necessarily. I would, like I said, I agree with you and I would go that route, but I'm not going to say how awful it is that this is what it's come to, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
you know what? They would get this from me. Now, I was inspired, like I said, and you know, I had to become a little bit musical because
It's your
when
coping
I
skill.
saw him just dribble away from the basket, you know.
Oh, I can just imagine you in your living room jumping up and down with joy. I'm surprised you didn't call me. I remember when I first started working for you, we would always debate about Big Ben, and he had like a few okay games in a row. Then he had a game where he threw like 6 touchdown passes, and I didn't know you that well at the time. And you called me, and you're like, "Ha ha ha, Ben Roethlisberger, what do I got to tell you? He had a great game." Do you remember that?
You know, I'm just telling you. See, I'm loyal to my beliefs.
Now, Angelo, speaking of Ben Roethlisberger, are you going to be supportive of Mason Rudolph when he eventually takes over for Ben Roethlisberger? So we've got people calling in now.
We've got everything going on back here. He's going to be the second place quarterback.
Well, yeah.
Ben
Retires.
goes on his way, and you know, yeah, you got to be supportive.
I think he's going to be, Angelo, I think he's going to be really good too. He was projected, I think, to be a first rounder for the most part, or at least by a lot of decent sport websites and
was
scouts.
drafted by Cleveland.
You know what? There is a lot to be said for that, because it's like whoever gets drafted by Cleveland, by the Browns, it's like you have to know in the pit of their stomach that they're going to fear they're going to have a terrible career. And we do got to go. And Angela, is there one last thing you want to say?
Well,
A special thanks to to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this program.